Well, I don't remember which video it was that I was bush hogging the field and I had to quit because of that. If you remember, this wheel, it's just rusted out and started leaking. The fluid in there is coming out. It's a good tire, but the wheel is bad. I've been looking around. I wasn't sure. This is an older tractor, so I've really been struggling to find a wheel, find some way to fix it. But today I found it. Brand new. Well, I said today I picked it up. It was probably about a week ago actually that I ordered it, but it came in today. I went and got it. It was about an hour and a half drive up there to get it. Now I've just got to see what I could do about getting my tire put on the new wheel. That's a job I might farm out to somebody else. Well, one thing I cannot allow to happen over here at this summer pasture is for the sheep to get out. As you can see, the neighbor over here keeps his yard just immaculate. He always keeps everything really nice. He's got a garden up there, and I do not want the sheep to get into any of that. The fence down through here, the original fence, is just a, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 5-strand barbed wire fence. Years ago, I put another wire at the very bottom that was electric, and that did pretty good for the ewes, but I'm going to be bringing lambs over here this time. The last year or two, I've added these 2 strands of hot wire inside this barbed wire fence, and that has done good. But I'm afraid that bringing the lambs over, they're going to sneak out between these 2 strands of hot wire, especially if it starts to get a little bit dull. So what I'm doing, I'm going back and adding a clip to this post. That's one thing I like about these posts. I'm going to add a clip in the middle and run a 3rd wire through the middle. And I don't think there's any danger of them trying to jump this fence because of the barbed wire that's behind it. But I think a 3rd wire in there will do a lot better at keeping the lambs from trying to venture out through that. The ewes are pretty easy to keep in most of the time with a hot wire, even if it's not very hot. They're broke to it well enough that they won't mess with it. The lambs, on the other hand, sometimes they still want to test it, and the problem is once 1 or 2 of them go out through it, the rest of them want to follow, and then if you're not careful, the ewes start following too. So the best thing to do is try to create a situation where they don't even try to get through it, and then everybody stays happy. Well, I almost made it. This spool is about 30 feet short of making it to the corner. It would probably be okay just to end it here, but these spools in the corner, that's the 3 spools that go across here and the 2 that go this way. They have all got extra wire on them. I'm going to take one of these spools, probably this one, and just double it back, and I'll tie those 2 together back at that next post. I think that'll work. I think that will work. I can put a tensioner on here and pull this tighter if I need to, since these two spools are connected together here, but they're not really pulling on each other. So I can pull the fence tight from each direction if I need to. Let's get it snugged up and see how this thing works. Well, it looks like I've only got one tensioner. I guess it's gonna have to work, at least until I can get another one. Yeah, that's pretty tight. That's got the fence pretty tight. I'll go back down through here and check the rest of it. Make sure it's good. I really like these tensioners. They work on this, I think this is 4mm, maybe 4.5mm Intella rope from Premier One. I had to order these, I think they come from Zerebra, or however you say that, but they fit on here really well. The good thing is you can put them on after the fact, and if one doesn't do enough, you can add 3 or 4 of them down through there and get the tension that you need. Well, see what kind of heat we got back here. .84. I wish that was a little hotter. If I was running cows, I think that would be plenty hot. For some mischievous lambs, I'd really like it to be 8 or better, especially when they're first coming over here to a new area. Might have made a little mistake when I hooked up my jumpers. I didn't realize I had a jumper at this end, so I put one down here by the charger. So that might have me kind of working a loop in the fence, and it's a lot better if all the fences, all the strands just dead end. So I'm going to go back and take that jumper out to eliminate that loop, see if that makes it any hotter. Well, I eliminated the loop, but it really didn't help anything. Still running about 5.7, 5.8 kilovolts. I think that would probably be enough, but if I get a chance, before I bring the lambs over, I may go around with a weed eater or something and cut some of those weeds off of it and see if that helps it out a lot. As you can tell, this field hasn't been bush hogged yet, or at least, shoot, boy, the mosquitoes are tearing me up. You can tell the middle of this field has not been bush hogged, and that's, if you followed any of my other videos, you know why I ended up with a flat tire on my tractor. But one good thing I see while I'm out here looking at this, there's actually a spattering of clover out here. There's never really been any clover in this field, at least none to speak of. But if you caught one of my earlier videos, probably, oh, I don't know when it was, January, February, maybe something like that. I had a little bit of clover seed left over from something else, and I came out here and threw it out just hoping it might do something. Looks like it actually may have helped some. Kind of look over my rams here. I paid some pretty good money for these 2 rams right here, and I'm happy with them. They have done well. But I'll have to say, that one back there that I raised myself, he's just a year old, maybe, well, a little over a year old. To be honest, to be a yearling ram that did get started out on grain, probably he had a fair amount of grain till he was about 6 to maybe 8 months old, and he's at least a year and a half now. He would have been a year old back in probably February, and this is 1st of June. So since then, he's just been out here on grass, and he has done very well. I'm glad I hung on to him. I'm not even going to check this fence. I know it's dead. My little solar panel to help keep things charged up. Make sure there's not a wasp under here. All right, good deal. Take that battery out. Put this battery in. Well, I heard the charger beep, so I know it came alive. Well, that might be all it did. That battery should be charged up. Well, I guess it's not charged up. If it's not charged up, might as well take it back to the house. I thought that battery was charged up before I brought it over here. I guess I should have checked it, but it's been on the charger for a couple of days. I'm gonna take it back over there, maybe put it on the charger for another night and put a tester on it. Maybe it's just not any good anymore. Meantime, I'm gonna hope the sheep don't test that fence. I don't think they will. They're pretty broke. You boys wouldn't do that to me, would you? You gonna leave the fence alone? I'd sure appreciate it. Well, somewhere in the last couple of videos, I showed putting up all this paddock fence down through here. What I haven't shown is that I have been rotating the sheep about every day, day and a half, something like that, across these paddocks. And tonight they're going on their last paddock. It's a little bigger than the rest of them, so they can probably stay on it a little bit longer. But I will need to get them moved to the summer pasture before long. What I need to decide is, am I going to take the lambs over there with them? I really thought I would. Now I'm starting to think maybe it's about time to just wean these lambs off and just take the ewes over there. It might work better. Well, since this is the last section, the last paddock, I guess I really can go ahead and take this other fence down because I don't need it anymore. I've been moving my gap across there. If you saw in the other videos how I was doing that. I better hurry up out here. Forgot to put this fence up. This little paddock will probably hold them for 2 days, is my guess. I will say my millet is coming up well. It's been, well, I don't know how many days that's been. A week, week and a half. We've had some a little bit warmer weather, some warm nights, and plenty of rain. I'd say give that millet a couple of more weeks. It'll be time to put some sheep on there and nip that stuff down.